this week. I want to get into some of the big picture stuff. We're going to dive deep into the NFL draft. So we'll start to prepare for that. And then obviously free agency is even closer than the draft. We'll take a look at that with the combine coming up next week. Franchise tag window. I think the Jalen Carter conversation is interesting, John. I think that's worthy of a full, thorough segment from Johnny Mack and Zander on Jalen Carter. So we'll probably get to that segment tomorrow. I want to talk a little bit about that, the complexity of that, and what that might look like. But, John, it's all out in front of us now for what this team will do to try and retool and reposition, John, for another year of contending.
Yeah, more uncertainty this season, this year than in past years. I would say that's more sort of open-endedness. A lot of that dealing with the new offense and what's projected to be the new offense. And I would agree. There's more openings. Even on the offensive side, even if AJ's back. Landon's back, Lane's back, as I think they're going to be. I think it's new tight ends, potential shifts in on the offensive line if you find a better sort of fit for Tyler Steen, for instance. So even there's a little bit of newness, but and then you have to start drafting, as Howie kind of intimated, on the offensive side of the ball. They've gone heavy defense because they paid a lot of their offense. Now it's got to shift. So I think you're going to see a heavy offensive perspective in the draft.
I agree. We'll see what ends up happening here, John, with this team. Obviously got guys that pay on defense, and maybe you're right. Maybe that is the switch where you see more offensive players draft. John, when's the last offensive player drafted in the very top?
Oh, well, by the way, real quick, Dolphins are releasing Bradley Chubb.
Yeah, I saw that. Somebody wanted me to ask you about that. That's a Dick Fangio guy.
Yeah, well, a lot of people, if you lose Jaelan Phillips, get Bradley Chubb. A lot of people said last year, get Bradley Chubb over Jaelan Phillips. Clearly, he likes Phillips better. Phillips is younger, but yeah, I mean, he'd be a fit, but he would be a contingency plan, no doubt. I mean, behind Jaelan Phillips.
What about if, like, they ended up trading Nolan Smith? They have Jalix, they have Phillips, they bring in Chubb as a third. What do you think of that type of rotation?
Yeah, I don't think they're moving away from Nolan this year.
No.
He's a good player. I think I
just feel like they've identified. Well, I don't know this, obviously. It feels to me like he's going to be identified as not a long-term piece. So do you try and get value? I don't know. Do you go a different direction? Do you maybe try and let Jalix Hunt get on the field a little bit more? I don't know. Maybe that's putting the cart before the horse again. But I do think Jalix showed some pretty promising signs last year.
Well, I agree with that. But I think, I think you got two talented guys, and you don't need to move on from one at this stage, and you consider yourself a contender. So I'm not messing with it because I don't have to mess with it yet. If it's down the road, a little bit further, but yeah, it's too early to talk about trading Nolan Smith, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. John, when's the last time, I was asking you there before the Chubb thing came out? I'm going to talk a little bit about that to wrap the show. When's the last time they drafted an offensive player in the top 2 rounds? Was it Devontae Smith?
Boy.
I think that year was Devontae that year too.
Top 3, day 2 picks, it would be Steen, but
that's right.
Round. And then Cam was the year prior, 2nd round. And then you got to go back to Devontae. Devontae's the last 1st round pick on offense, and Landon was 2nd round. That was a great draft, by the way.
That was a great draft, yep.
Devontae Smith, Landon Dickerson, and Milton Williams. Plus, later, 4th round was Zach McPherson. Good dude, never obviously got hurt. Kenny Gainwell was a great pick for 5th rounder.
I mean, all things considered, 2020 turned out to be a good draft too because you landed your quarterback.
Yeah, well, it's tougher, that.
Tougher, obviously.
I mean, yeah, but anytime you get a quarterback, it's
You
not
blew up one quarterback and you brought in another.
Yeah, there was. I mean, Rager was obviously a disaster. Davion Taylor wasn't a good pick. Kayvon Wallace. You got something out of Jack Driscoll in the 4th round.
I was more thinking that does the quarterback make up for all that?
Actually, Sean Bradley should have mentioned just retired. Had to more than anything, but he was a good 6th round pick. A really good special teams player when he was here. You had Quez in that draft. Then the great Prince Tega Wanahu, who never made it here, but he was with Kansas City for a while. They've had a good run drafting now. And that it didn't get better than 21 with the premium picks. So 1, 2, 3. Days 1 and 2, they got Devontae Smith, Landon Dickerson, and Milt Williams. I mean, that's doing it right. 2022 is not looking bad either. Now that Jordan Davis broke through, Cam Jurgens, Nakobe Dean, 1, 2, 3. And then 2023 is Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith, Tyler Steen, which is nothing to sneeze at. And then 2024 is Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, Jalix Hunt, which might be the best if you give it a few more years. And last year was Jahad Campbell and Drew McCubic. Didn't have a 3rd round pick. Pretty good.
Yeah. Fair enough. We'll see what ends up happening with that in the NFL draft this year. Going to be interesting to see, John, with all this stuff coming up. Real quick, just a quick note. I mean, I know you mentioned I think we talked about this last week, but I got it written on my board to ask you about. I think we hit it. BG, is BG going to be done? He's not going to get the retirement ceremony again, but he's done, right? He's not going to come back, is he?
I think he wants to. Does
he really?
If I'm the Eagles, I would not bring him back. I get it. He's a legend. I mean, to what you were saying, it's a young man's game. I mean, at some point, I love the guy.
I'm just surprised he went on the full retirement ceremony. He comes back for the half a year, which, all right, you can convince the wife and the kids to do it for another. Now you want to run back a full season. It's almost like BJ is like trying to get full back in the swing of things for another year.
Yeah, a lot of times, that's why I was bringing up Sean Bradley. A lot of times you retire. Most times, it's the game is making you retire more than you're retiring. Most times, there are guys who walk away at the top, like Luke Kuechly, and just go into the Hall of Fame and yada yada. But most times, players leave before they want. And even guys who played as long as Brandon Graham, let's be honest, he didn't want to retire. He loves it, but at some point, I think it's time to rip the Band-Aid off, and I think we've hit that point. I thought we hit it last year, and I probably shouldn't have brought him back. But when they did bring him back, remember, they hadn't traded for Jaelan Phillips. So I think if you could have, and Zadarius Smith walked away, if you could have alerted them, hey, you're going to get Jaelan Phillips, they wouldn't have talked about a retirement. But so I would not run it back again.
I wouldn't either. We'll see what ends up happening there. I think BG will be done. Brandon Graham, Philly legend, no doubt, Mr. Eagle himself, John, like you call him. But I think that's now officially in the rearview mirror with Brandon Graham. We will see what ends up happening. But there, for those who missed our Friday show, Kevin Patullo did land in Miami. So congrats to Kevin Patullo. He's officially out, John.
Yeah, I know. A lot of parties for that. It's silly, but nonetheless, it is what it is. Part of the gig. Lands. What a good spot. Obviously, defensive-minded coach, so he'll have a imprint on the offense. And like I said, he went to high school there, so he knows the area. He's a big golfer, so that'll lessen the blow too. Plus, probably didn't want to be around here any longer, so worked out for him.
Good stuff. All right, Johnny Mac, your final thoughts here on a Monday edition of Birds 365 as we get deeper into this NFL.
We're going to gear up for the combine talk. We're going to talk about Reuben Bain's short arms. I don't know the quarterback with the small hands yet, but we'll know. We'll know, and we'll talk about it all. Hopefully, we'll talk about more substantive stuff as well. But, yeah, personnel season is starting. That's really Howie season.
Yeah,
so
right.
we'll get all the silly season stuff as well with Howie doing this and setting up, and he's going to replicate drafting a quarterback and putting pressure on Jalen Hurts, all that fun stuff. All of it.
Yep, it's all coming. Howie season, list season, all the fun, silly season. It's all coming, Johnny Mac. John, I might be forcing you, John, to do a little bit more silly season this year. What do you say?
Silly season. Well, if it's silly, I'm going to call it silly.
I'll have Johnny Mac doing the rankings, the power rankings, the QB list,
the power list,
the contract.
I love the pre knowing who the players are going to be power rankings. Those are very relevant.
What's your early thought on the NFC East next year?
My early power rankings, well, it's got to be Eagles, Cowboys, Commanders, Giants. Although I think the Giants are finally going in the right direction. So
yeah, I have Eagles, Cowboys, Giants, Commanders.
Things can change quickly in the NFL.
I think Giants make a push, John. I think they do. I think they got some adults in the room.
I agree. I agree with that. And they're going to be not a laughing stock anymore, which is not good for the Eagles.
Yeah, if Neighbors gets back, if they get another weapon there for Jackson Dart, they got to improve their lines, obviously. But their defensive line's good. Their offensive line, they got to improve. All right, we'll see, man. We'll see what ends up happening with it.
They're going to approach it in the right way, which is
right,
a big step forward for where they're going.
And a big difference from how they've done it in the past. So that means they could get good. They could get good. Johnny Mac, good show today, brother. I will talk to you tomorrow on a Tuesday edition of Birds 365. Thank you, brother.
All right, thanks all.
All right, thanks, Jim Mac. There's Johnny Mac. John McMullen joining us right here on Birds 365. What's going on, everybody? Welcome in to the show today. I appreciate all you guys being here. I do not have a lot of time for a Zander time today. I have more accountant stuff to deal with, so I got that call coming up. I got to get out of here and get ready for that. It's never fun crunching. But the good news is that normally I'm one of the extension guys. Like I'll file the extension every year to get it going, push it off to